Now, guess what? You may have a situation where you have your network at home or maybe at your business place, and there's some resource. So it may be a NAS, which is a network attached storage. It may be a security camera system. It may be a website that is hosted locally at that premises. So you have this resource, and guess what? Either you or whomever needs to be able now to access that same resource externally. Generally, how IP addresses work, things like that, like the internal IP addresses are not routable to the web. So if you look at the screen just about now, you should be seeing an example of a private IP address. For instance, 192.168.1.1, right? No, these IP addresses are private IP addresses and they're not routable to the web, which means that by virtue of that, one cannot just go to the web, type in that IP address for a device that is at their home or business place, for instance, and be able to access that resource. It doesn't work like that, right? As I said, these IP addresses are not routable to the web. So how do you or how are you or will you then be able to access these resources? Well, one simple way to do so is to set up port forwarding, and that is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Hey, I'm Roger. Thank you for stopping by again. So yeah, we're going to be talking about port forwarding in this video. We'll just set up port forwarding. I'm going to be using a Linksys router. Of course, also for this, to set up port forwarding, you need to be able to access the settings on your router. Yeah, and by virtue of that, you're going to need to hardwire it. So you need to get an Ethernet cable and physically connect that to the laptop or desktop that you're going to be using to do the configuration. All right. So yeah, well, before we get into the video, let me just say, if you are a new viewer, we'd really appreciate, you hitting that subscription button, becoming a subscriber. Also hit the like button as you go through, you watch the video, hit the like button, share the video, and also hit the notification bell so that when we upload these new videos, you'll be automatically notified. All right, let's just jump right into the video looking at port forwarding. Now, first, before we get into the meat of the matter, let me just mention this also, that there are a couple things that you need to get. I'd mentioned that you need to hardwire the ISP router to a laptop or desktop. That's one. Two, you need to also get your gateway, the IP address for your gateway. To do so, you'd go to the command prompt, run the ipconfig command to get that IP, to get that gateway IP address. You also need to get the IP address of the device that you want to be able to be accessible online. Again, IP address config command. You also need to get the external IP address of your ISP router. You can get this simply by opening your web browser and typing in what is my IP address, and there you have it. Alright, so let's just get right into the meat of the matter now. You need to open your web browser. And with it connected to your ISP router, you're going to put in the IP address for the gateway. Here it is 192.168.1.1, and you need to put in your login credentials, so your username and password, sign in. Now the exact area where you go to access port forwarding may vary according to ISP routers. So it may be, for instance, under the NAT menu. Right here, it is accessible under application and gaming. So I'm gonna go there. Simple 1, 2, 3. Now within the port forwarding section, you need to know the type of service that you need to open the port for, and the port number, of course. So earlier I mentioned NAS, network attached storage. So you have your network storage that you want to access externally. Then for that it will be FTP, and the port number for that will be 21. Let's enter twice, and you need to enter the IP address of that device. All right, when you finish, you need to select enable. Now if you set up all of this and you don't hit enable, then it will not, the service will not work. So persons would not be able to access this resource externally. All right. If it is, let's just say, CCTV camera system you're going to be setting up, then you would need to open port 80, and the protocol would be, what is it again, TCP and UDP that you would need to run. When you're finished, then you would hit save settings. So this is important also. So you need to enable there, and you also need to save the setting. When it is finished, you're good to go. And of course, you can test. It's always a good idea to test it to make sure that it works after. All right, so that's it. That's it. Simple as that. That's just how you go about setting up port forwarding. Please, before you go, hit that subscription button if you haven't yet subscribed. And also share the video, like the video, hit the notification bell so that when I upload new videos, you'll be automatically notified. Take care. I'm Roger.